Roxo Media House.
Welcome into Frogs Today here post-game as the Horned Frogs fall in this one, 65-7 the final. Georgia wins it here in the national championship game. Folks, no one saw this coming. We know that. Obviously, the way the Horned Frogs had played all year, they'll finish 13-2 on the season. But as that old adage says, sometimes you just run into a buzzsaw. And today, as Georgia likes to say, they were chopping wood from start to finish, really on both sides of the ball. Frogs never got in any rhythm offensively. And this defense could not get Georgia off the field. Could never really force a punt. They just did it twice on the day, did Georgia. So where do you start with this one? Well, we've got reporters in the field to talk about it. Let's start with one Jeff Wilson, who talked to the TCU players to try to find out exactly what went wrong.
Brian, I talked to probably 6 players afterward, and there was not a same answer as to what might have gone wrong here. Max Duggan, the leader that he is, he took the blame for putting the team in a hole in the first half. Travis Hodges-Tomlinson, the Jim Thorpe Award winner, is the nation's best cornerback. He said that the Frogs came out flat. Josh Newton, his counterpart on the other side of the field, said the defense just couldn't get lined up. I thought it was kind of telling that Johnny Hodges, who's given us great answers all year, he said, look, Georgia's just that much better than everybody else. So there's a lot of things. Georgia had a hand in it, but the players did agree that they played their worst game of the season. There's no real way to look at it otherwise, and it's hard to argue with. The balls that Max Duggan usually completes didn't get completed. Receivers who are usually covered were not covered. They were not able to get to Stetson Bennett at all, and the times that he did, he was able to get away and make a play. So it was a tough night all around. They were all fairly stunned, I think, that this had happened. Steve Avila, the great lineman, was teary-eyed, and Johnny Hodges was his usual self, but it seemed like maybe a little bit of disbelief. Josh Newton was definitely not at all happy. Those guys who are coming back, like Hodges and Newton, they have a little extra fire in their belly now. They don't want to see this happen again. But one other thing they could agree on is that they don't think that this performance on the national stage, Steve Avila called it embarrassing. They don't think that this takes away from the season. It's one of the best seasons in TCU history. Ended on a real sour note, but this group is going back to Fort Worth holding its heads high.
Thank you, Jeff. Yes, I understand. A lot of decisions to be made, a lot of questions to be answered, and those questions and answers will start to come really here in the next month or so. And that's what our own Jamie Plunkett talked with Sonny Dykes about. What is the plan here over the next 30 days to make sure that this was not a one-hit wonder for the Horned Frogs and that this game here doesn't affect next season?
Yeah, Brian, we had a chance to talk to Sonny Dykes after this game, and he mentioned that while the sting of this is going to last for quite a while, he's going to get back to work tomorrow. There's really no rest for the weary in this industry. It's almost ironic that about 24 hours after he said there needed to be mandatory time off for head coaches, he said that he was going to get right back to the drawing board on Tuesday when they get back to Fort Worth. That while they're going to process this loss, they're going to evaluate what went wrong for the Frogs on Monday night here in Los Angeles. They're also going to take the next month to get some of the younger players on campus. Kids are moving in for the spring semester. They've got a lot of young guys that they need to get onboarded into the program, and they're also going to take some time to finish out this 2023 recruiting class, and that they're going to continue to look forward to the ways that they can prevent this 13-2 season and making the college football playoff from being a one-off experience for TCU and for its fans. He's taking the next month to really bear down and figure out a way to carry the overall momentum of this season into 2023 and 2024.
Thank you, Jamie. Now the question is, was this a big difference between these two teams? Was there that big of a difference as far as talent and depth is concerned between Georgia and TCU? That's a question a lot of folks are going to ask themselves. I think this is a one-off game. TCU just didn't play very well, and Georgia played extremely well. Our own David Bowden now takes a look at next steps for this program to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
Yeah, Brian, I think that process has already started, to be honest with you. When you look at the recruiting class, being a top 20 recruiting class and landing some guys that TCU would never be in the conversation on early on. And then now all of a sudden this past week you had transfers in, 6 of them. You've had big-time former 5-star commits transfer in or commit to transfer in for this next semester already. So when you put that all in perspective, really the process of taking that next step and that extra building block has already begun for this team. Certainly they'll take the momentum from this season and add to it. And then Sonny said, look, tonight sometimes you just get into a team where things don't go your way. You do some things uncharacteristic. He said, look, we had 3 false starts maybe the entire season, over 1,000 snaps. And on that first play of the game, they started with a false start, and that was kind of indicative of the rest of the game. And sometimes he said, you go up against a team like this, you do some things that aren't characteristics, and things just snowball against you. And that's exactly what happened tonight. You've got to kind of look at that in a vacuum, make those corrections, but really not let it mess up with the momentum for the entire season. I think that's the key. So they've started that process already, and I think they'll continue to build on that and more of a macro view here.
That's Coach David Bowden's take on what has to happen next now for the Horned Frogs to get this program moving forward here, facing the next level opponent in the college football playoff. The Horned Frogs now get back to the recruiting trail, as you heard Sonny Dykes mention. He'll be adding more talent to this group. They'll do some self-scouting as well. He's always tweaking things, folks. You don't have to worry about that as we show you some sights and sounds from this weekend here in Los Angeles. The outcome was not one that we desired, of course, but it's been a great experience for this program, for this university, for the city of Fort Worth, and let's hope that the Frogs get back to the college football playoffs again very shortly. Work to be done for that. We'll spend more time on that coming up throughout the next several weeks as to what that looks like, the plan here going forward. But first, coming up next on Frogs Today, we'll hear from Coach Sonny Dykes, Max Duggan, and Dee Winters in the post-game media room. We'll do that next when Frogs Today continues after this timeout.
At Higginbotham, we put people first. So we simply start by listening to you. Whether you're searching for customized insurance, HR, or financial solutions to protect your home, car, health, business, or employees, our specialists are here to serve you, the people you care about, and your success. Higginbotham. Insurance, HR, and financial services. Inspired by you.
Simply the best barbecue in Fort Worth. Dine in, catering, or drive-through. 2900 Montgomery, just off I-30. Remember, the best barbecue in Fort Worth is at Railhead Smokehouse.
The Flying T Club provides the everyday TCU fan and alum the ability to specifically support TCU student athletes. Flying T Club offers 3 levels of memberships. The Flying T Club is a nonprofit organization supporting the brand development of TCU student athletes through a series of unique event-based networking opportunities, which are exclusive to our members. These events provide a great social engagement tool for our members and student athletes alike. Follow them on Instagram at Flying T Club or online at flyingtclub.com.
Texas-based Happy Water offers the best tasting sugar-free kids drink ever made. Happy Water comes in 4 delicious flavors that you can find at local retailers and on Amazon. Each pouch contains 0 grams of sugar, 0 calories, and 0% juice. Head to happydrinks.com for more information and to purchase Happy Water. That's HAPIDrinks.com. Live happy. Be happy. Drink happy.
Life is full of ifs. If you see the potential in every day. If you push for that promotion. Or if you say, I do. If you can cash flow like a pro, safeguard against surprises, and supercharge your savings, the if in life becomes less iffy. Regions Life Banking makes it possible. If you're interested.
Let's talk about the if in life. Regions Bank embrace the if in life.
Welcome back into Frogs Today. We thought we'd continue to show you more of the sights and sounds of this weekend here in Los Angeles. Sonny Dykes, Max Duggan, and Dee Winters, 3 stand-up men, all met the media post-game after the national championship, trying to find answers as to what happened in that game against Georgia. Let's listen in on that conversation right now.
Tough one tonight. I think anybody that saw that knew, could see that we certainly didn't play our best. You got to give Georgia a ton of credit. They did a tremendous job of getting their team ready to play. Those guys came out and played exceptionally well. They've got a very good football team. Really talented. And the thing that I was impressed about Georgia coming into the game is, they played hard all the time and they played well and really had a lot of pride in their performance and the way they played. And it you could see it today. They did an excellent job. Thought their quarterback really played an outstanding game. Tight end obviously played an outstanding game as well. And, we've got a good football team, and it was a tough one tonight. We'll evaluate what happened. Couldn't be more proud of our football team, though, and especially these two young men that are up here with me right now, just for what they've meant to TCU football and just what kind of people they are. And I think we're all disappointed that we didn't play better and we didn't coach better and, we didn't represent our team better than we did tonight. But we'll learn from it, and the next time we're on a stage like this, we'll handle it better.
Yeah, I think Coach Dyke said it. Tonight did not go the way we wanted to. Disappointed in that aspect. But, tonight isn't going to, take away from this season and what we were able to do as a program. I don't think that's going to define, all the good memories and all the success that we had, this season to, project and put this program going in the right direction and moving forward. I think that was the biggest thing of, this program's moving in the right way or in the right direction. There were so many great memories this year, and, obviously we're disappointed tonight, but, we're not going to let this kind of take away from, a remarkable season.
We kind of just beat ourselves up, they kind of just executed on our misalignments and just kept scoring on those, things like that, we just kept beating ourselves up, just overthinking, trying to run too fast to the ball and things of that nature.
Yeah, that's one of the things that's most disappointing. I mean, look, you hate it for your players, you hate it for your fans that traveled all the way to L.A. They've really invested in our program. I know flights were expensive. I know tickets were expensive. I know all of it was hard to do, and our fans answer the call every single time we ask them to do something. They've done it, and we're all very appreciative. We're disappointed for them. We feel like we let them down with our performance tonight. We certainly wouldn't be where we are without them, and wish we would have represented TCU and the football program better tonight than we did. But again, we're proud of what we've done, proud of them, appreciate their support of us. It's been a fun year. It's been a long year. I think all of us probably need to try to catch our breath tomorrow and get back to the grindstone here pretty quickly.
That's the head coach, Sonny Dykes, Max Duggan, and Dee Winters postgame after that national championship game, of course, just trying to find answers as to that outcome that no one expected. Coming up next, we'll have a final word here and put this game to bed. Also kind of give you a schedule of what it's going to look like here over the next couple of weeks. Spring practice right around the corner, of course. You got players reporting this week, new players, new faces on campus, as a matter of fact. Don't forget that Frogs Today will be at every day of spring practice. That now is a perfect time to subscribe to Frogs Today and frogstoday.com. That will be exclusive content for our subscribers come spring practice, okay? You'll want to be here. We'll be at practice every day, broadcasting live here on Frogs Today as we get ready for the 2023 season that opens up on September the 2nd against Colorado. A final word from Los Angeles when we come back here on Frogs Today.
Life is full of ifs. If you see the potential in every day, if you push for that promotion, or if you say, I do. If you can cash flow like a pro, safeguard against surprises, and supercharge your savings, the if in life becomes less iffy. Regions Life Banking makes it possible. If you're interested.
Let's talk about the if in life. Regions Bank, embrace the if in life.
Exclusive interviews and content on TCU recruits. Subscribe now at frogstoday.com. Any sport, anytime. It's your source for all things TCU. Only on frogstoday.com.
Dave's Hot Chicken is a cult favorite and now has 2 locations in Fort Worth. Bryant Irvin Road on I-20 and Berry Street at TCU. Both owned and operated by Horned Frogs. Mention the Frogs Today show and get 10% off anytime. And order online at daveshotchicken.com.
Say hello to the water of tomorrow. Richard's Rainwater.
Richard's rainwater is 100% rain, refreshing, renewable, and the only ingredient we use in our water. Why rain? Because everyone deserves access to clean water, and rain is a 100% renewable resource available everywhere. Drink the rain. Save the planet. Shop now at richardsrainwater.com.
At Higginbotham, we put people first. So we simply start by listening to you. Whether you're searching for customized insurance, HR, or financial solutions to protect your home, car, health, business, or employees, our specialists are here to serve you, the people you care about, and your success. Higginbotham. Insurance, HR, and financial services. Inspired by you.
Our team of experts here from Frogs Today joining us. Thank you very much to Jeff Wilson, to Jamie Plunkett, to David Bowden, to Melissa Treibwasser, to everyone who helped make this week of coverage here in Los Angeles possible. Especially thank you to our friends at Higginbotham Insurance and Financial Services, and to Regions Bank for their support of our ability now to bring you what we think is the best coverage for TCU. Wall-to-wall coverage of the Horned Frogs is right here at Frogs Today and FrogsToday.com. That does not stop with the end of this season. David Bowden is all over the recruiting trail, as we've talked about, and as you've seen here. We'll continue to reflect on this magical season, and buckle up. Spring practice is right around the corner. We'll be there every day to deliver you all the latest TCU football news. Now, don't forget, we're also covering basketball and everything else TCU related. That cranks up on Wednesday night as the Horned Frogs get set to take on Texas, and we will be there with you. We encourage you to like, to comment, to share, and subscribe to Frogs Today and FrogsToday.com. We need you so we can continue to support you and the Horned Frogs with this coverage, all right? For our entire team, I'm Brian Estridge here in Los Angeles at SoFi Stadium reporting.
Roxo Media House.